So, again, this is somewhat FTM talk, not as personal. So, you don't have to click away if you don't want to, but the information in this video really isn't that important to you if you're not transgendered in any way or on T. You naturally produce testosterone already, whether you're male or female. Now, in some cases, females can have a hormone issue where they produce more testosterone than they should. This video is about different signs to know if you need to take action on your T levels or not. When I went for my first follow-up, which was around a 2-month marker, my T levels were slightly high. Really, every doctor has their own way of doing things. I just do what the doctor tells me to do. But my doctor looks for anywhere between a 300 to 700 range in my T levels. The first time I got my blood test for my first follow-up around 2 months, my T level was at 799. She said, it is a bit high, but it's still in safe range. If you feel uncomfortable with it being so high, I can lower it for you. And I said, as long as you feel like it's in safe range, I don't feel like I should worry. For the most part, when I do my monthly comparisons, I'm pretty honest and truthful with my emotions and stuff like that. I do say I do get irritated. How I respond to the irritation. There are some things that I knew were a side effect of my T levels being too high and did not stress enough those warning signs, which now I am, because my last blood test that I had done when I went to the Guitar Center and had my last follow-up. So it was the last day of me with like what could be the possibly lowest amounts besides right before I did my injection in my system. And she did say when it was at 799 she was going to monitor it. When I was speaking to her, I said if the number is still the same or has gotten higher in any way, I do want to lower my dose, and she agreed. Emotional issues that are being caused, and she believed it was because of my levels being too high. Now, aggression, everybody gets upset, everybody gets angry at things. It's a natural human response when you notice there's a significant change and how you handle your stress or your aggression. If you've become more aggressive, you've gotten irritated more easily over little things. I know there are some mental ailments out there that do cause these issues. Like, I have ADHD, which does contribute to this issue as well, so I keep my mental ailments in mind, along with major depressive disorder. If you start noticing that you're reaching a very, very low depressive state that you've never reached before, you should definitely contact your doctor about checking your levels, because for months I had a very, very low depression. I did used to self-mutilate myself in the past. I haven't for about 3 years now. If you ever need someone to talk to about that, you can always talk to me. I have different ways from my therapists that I've learned on how to control the situation. There's also different things that helped me boost up my motivation to quit how I did. It is very early, so I'm sorry if I'm like even sluggish more than usual. Your aggression. Your aggression is a big indicator that your T levels can be high. For people who have already suffered with issues with aggression like I did before starting T, there is a chance that it can increase. Keep an eye on it. If it becomes extremely overwhelming where like even you're getting tired of your aggression, that you don't have the energy to be angry, it could be an issue. If you start having suicidal thoughts, for me, I have major depressive disorder, which I don't usually suffer suicidal thoughts. I'll get in a really depressive state where like I'll cry and just feel like I really wish that I wasn't born, but it's more of a suicidal ideation, which is more common with people who have depression or any depressive disorder. In this case, when you're taking testosterone and you start thinking about ending your own life, it becomes a serious matter. It's very scary to feel like you may not have control over your own actions. I have lost somebody in my past to suicide, so that issue is something that I don't like to take lightly. Other signs that I also noticed that are still very noticeable but not as severe and dangerous. My appetite was extremely out of control where I gained 10 pounds a range of about 5 months. It was not able to be controlled at all. I couldn't even like try. Really mad if I stopped myself from eating when I got hungry, and it was all the time. It was spiking up my ADHD and my OCD, where I was having difficulty sleeping for weeks at a time. I was starting multiple different tasks and trying to finish them all and making myself extremely overwhelmed. There was just a lot more cons than there were pros to my T levels being where they were. When I got the message from my doctor saying my T levels were at 850, she was going to check my estrogen levels because at 5 months, my 5th month, I actually, right after my appointment, I ended up getting my period. Again, excuse my language if that word bothers you. It's the quickest word and it's the easiest to use. I'm sorry, you may not want it. I don't want mine either. That's why I'm talking to my doctor about it. But at 5 months, I did get my monthly period. She said, I'll check your estrogen levels. If you're taking testosterone, your estrogen levels should naturally lower itself. If not, and both my T levels and my estrogen levels are high, could be the reason why I am still getting my period. If after 6 months you're still getting it, then yes, we can talk about something. But because my T levels were so high, that could have been the reason why I was still getting my period. She checked my estrogen levels and it was 26, and she said it's normal. But my T levels were extremely high, so I got a little confused because what happens to your body if you inject too much testosterone, it can revert itself back into estrogen and actually delay or slow down your transition. And look what happened to me. Anybody notice that my transition has been not going anywhere? I just now started to notice changes to my body. My voice, it's still partially cracking. It sounds more like I'm just shaky and sick. There is a text message that my mother did send me last night, which I found pretty funny. I'm gonna post it. These signs I think you should definitely look for when you are on testosterone, because suicidal thoughts is the main reason why I really just got fed up. I've been having a lot of breakdowns because of that depression, and it's just very tiring, honestly. I don't know why I have hair in my mouth. Oh wait, I do. I have a freaking cat that sleeps on my head at night. If you start noticing that you're getting these signs and symptoms and stuff, if you start noticing these signs or symptoms, you should definitely contact your doctor. I luckily have an app, through the website, not an app. Through the website, I can personally message my doctor on the internet, and she can respond, and that's how I get my test results for my blood, and how I've been contacting my doctor frequently back and forth. It's a good way to ask quick questions when you have a concern about something. So I've been talking to her for the last couple days, just trying to question her on stuff. The deal is that because my levels were so high, I got a message from my doctor stating that they were extremely high, 850 is unacceptable. She's lowering my dose, which was 50 milligrams. So because it's only a 100 milligram bottle, I was doing 0.5 mils weekly. She'd only lowered it 10 milligrams to 40, so it's 0.4 mil a week. After just 2 days, I noticed right away that the fluctuation of my moods is starting to gradually go down. I'm not getting as aggressive, and when I do get upset about something, it's more normal. It's more like, oh, god damn it, and then I just take a deep breath and I'm good. But before, it was like, ah! Like, stomping my feet, slamming doors, and just screaming like bloody murder. Unnecessary drama that I was inflicting on myself. I noticed that this had changed. I'm not like that. Sex drive is starting to go up. My eating and sleeping is back to normal. It's been almost a week. I've gotten pimples, but they've gone down. But my voice is getting deeper, apparently. Things have gotten better. I might post a number, a hotline number, if this is a problem you're having with suicide. I just want everybody to be okay.